Welcome to Billy Noel's Desert Island Tims, in association with the Emerald Isle, the Gallowgate's #1 Irish pub.
On today's show, I'll be looking back at the first song picked by some of my earliest guests. Guests who included Matt McGloin, Lorenzo, Angela Haggerty, Paul Larkin, Paul the Tim, Frank McGarvey, Old Pesky, Joe Mackin, Brogan Rogan, The Parrot, Phil McGillivon, Sniper, James Cameron, Paul Brennan and Stephen McGee. I hope you enjoy. So, what is your first song and why did you pick it?
The first song is from a guy who's a real musical icon. He was a big influence in me in getting into music, and because he was so different. Saw him playing at the Apollo, which used to be called Green's Playhouse, which is now the Walkabout pub, and the cinema next door to it. That used to be Green's Playhouse, which was the Apollo, and the Apollo was a fantastic arena, probably the biggest arena in Glasgow for rock bands to come to. I think it might have been around about 72, 73, and the band who was the warm-up band was nothing like Bowie. It was Steelers Wheel. Jerry Rafferty and Joe Egan, I think, was one of the other guys that was quite well known. And when I saw Bowie, I'd obviously heard these records. I thought, this guy's different, this is absolutely brilliant. So this song is one of my favourites.
Guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly and the Spiders from Mars. He played it left hand, but made it too far. Became the special man, then we were Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo. Like some cat from Japan, he could lick 'em by smiling, he could leave 'em to hang. They came on so loaded, man, well hung in snow white tan. So where were the spiders? While the fly tried to break our bones, well, just the beer like to guide us. So we bitched about his fans and shook with clutches sweet hands. Ziggy played for time, jiving us that we were voodoo. The kids were just crass, he was the Nas with God-given ass. He took it all too far, but boy could he play guitar. Making love with his ego, Ziggy sucked up into his mind, like a leather messiah. When the kids had killed a man, I had to break up the band. Oh yeah. Ziggy played guitar.
That was Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie.
First song, Bad Company, and by Bad Company, and I'd lost the memory of it, to tell you the truth, for a wee while. And recently, a friend of mine who plays the guitar and stuff was playing it, and my son started learning it, and it brought back the memories of that time, because that's when I sort of discovered that at that time in my life I was actually a wee bit of bad company. I must have been bad company, because things had happened in my life, like losing family and deaths and stuff, and be left on my own at a young age and stuff like that. So I didn't know at the time, because it just sort of, the days just sort of went by, and the months went by, and the years went by, and I've really got a lot of recollection of things that happened during that period, because I just sort of sustained myself, survived through it. And it was only later on, listening to that song, that I realised that I wasn't really, I couldn't really been good company for a lot of people. So that sort of drove it back to me about the years and stuff, you know, the hot years, you know. And so bad company, because I suppose I was.
Company, always on the run. Destiny is a rising sun. Oh, I was born, 6 gun in my hand. Behind a gun, I make my final stand. Hey, it's why they call me bad company, and I can't deny. Bad company till the day I die. Till the day I die. Till the day I die. Rebel souls, deserters we are called. Chose a gun and threw away the sword. Now these towns, they all know our name. 6 gun sound is our claim to fame. I can hear them say, bad company, and I won't deny. Bad company till the day I die. Oh yeah, till the day I die. Bad company, I can't deny. Bad company till the day I die. I said, it's bad company. Oh yeah, yeah, bad company till the day I die.
That was Bad Company.
My first song is quite an angry, shouty, political song. It's by a band that I love, and I've loved since I was a kid. My first memories of this band was when we were living in Butte. Again, I have 3 older brothers and I'm the baby. They were all born within 3 years of each other, and then there's a gap, and then there's me. So they were a bit older. And the first memory I have of this band was hearing Killing in the Name, which, if anybody knows, that song has a very controversial ending, especially when your brothers are about 14 or 15 and your parents hear it. So ever since then, though, I have loved this band. I think they're they have very strong political, angry songs, and that just really appeals to me. It's something to really kind of shout and bawl at if you're kind of angry at the world. So it's a song called Testify, and it's a band called Rage Against the Machine.
I support the death penalty.
I support the death penalty.
We will be prosperous if we embrace free trade.
Prosperity from free and fair trade.
Money for the future.
Invest in the future.
I've been talking about clean air.
We got to clean up our air.
I support a ban on soft money.
We will get all of the soft money out of the campaign.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Controls the past now. Controls the future. Who controls the present now? Controls the past. Who controls the past now? Controls the future. Who controls the present now? Now testify.
Rage Against the Machine and Testify.
If you're not turned on to politics, politics will turn on you.
Well, this was the first song that I actually ever bought. And I wasn't an avid music buyer at the time or anything like that, or I got a huge lover of music because, as I said, Celtic was my thing. And at that time, when they're talking about the early 80s, this is when ska was becoming really big, and people started walking about my area in Trilby's and Harrington jackets with the tartan, the Fred Perrys and the skin-tight jeans and stuff. And, I was like 7, 8 year old, like, looking around and saying, what is going on here? Like, you know what I mean? And there was a guy who stayed along the balcony for me called Drew. I asked him, because he was dressed in this kind of gear, and he said, it's all about ska, man, and all these bands and stuff. And he was like, you need to get this record, it's fantastic. And he's like, it's written about this area. And I was like, alright. So my ma went Saturday shopping, I went to the football that day, and I told her to get me this record. I'd got a record player for my 8th birthday, played it, and was just absolutely encapsulated with it, because as you'll hear in the record, it's kind of slow to begin with, and it's kind of depressing, and then in the midst of it, there's a wee bit of euphoria in it, and it gives you that wee bit of hope. And at that time, of course, in the early 80s, we were starting to be in the grip of Thatcherism. So every time I hear this record, it inspires me, because like Thatcherism then, we thought we were never going to get out of it. We did,
and I just thought that they captured the mood of the country perfectly.
This town is coming like a ghost town. All the clubs are being closed down. This place is coming like a ghost town. Bands won't play no more. Too much fighting on the dance floor. This place is coming like a ghost town. No job to be found in this country. Can't go on no more. People getting hungry.
That was Ghost Town by the Specials.
It's a song we started singing on the supporters bus, and every time we start singing, I start singing it and start stripping off.
Right.
Start stripping off and get a t-shirt and that off. So I've got quite a hairy chest, so I'll start singing if you think I'm sexy. I'll start singing Paul with Tim. If you think you're sexy, I'll start shouting them when I get up. And they start humming the tune.
Right.
Start humming the tune to get me up.
This is going to be your first song.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart.
That was Rod Stewart, and Do You Think I'm Sexy?
My first song is a Queen song. I love Queen. I thought their concert in 1985 in Band-Aid, was it the Band-Aid concert?
Yeah.
They stole the show. And I always remember them playing Radio Gaga and everybody clapping their hands. But one of my best songs from Queen, I've got to do a Queen song, so You're My Best Friend. So that would be my first choice, a Queen song and You're My Best Friend.
Well, that takes me back also to that era. It was at a time, and we were talking at the New Year parties and what, and everybody would do a turn. And to be honest, I had to do a turn myself. And I couldn't possibly have picked that song if I wasn't up playing the accordion, because I had to play the accordion. Get up here with the jammies on, give us a tune. But my first sort of record was Jimmy Osmond, Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool. And I used to know every word. Sing your Jimmy Osmond song, and I'm a long-haired lover from Liverpool. So I couldn't possibly have picked that song as in the first song, but what song does take me back to that era is, and it's not a song that I listen to greatly or anything, but it reminds me of my mother, because that was her song, and it was Ruby Murray, How Can You Buy Killarney?
An American landed on Erin's green isle. He gazed at Killarney with rapturous smile. How can I buy it? He said to his guide. I'll tell you how. With a smile he replied. How can you buy all the stars in the skies? How can you buy 2 blue Irish eyes? How can you purchase a fond mother's sighs? How can you buy Killarney? Nature bestowed all her gifts with a smile. The emerald, the shamrock, the blarney. When you can buy all these wonderful things, then you can buy Killarney. Yes, only when you can buy all these wonderful things, then you can buy Killarney.
My first song, basically, I've tried to do the songs like in the order of my life growing up, and the first song just takes me way back my childhood. Something a wee bit different at the time. Everybody was getting into it. So basically this song always sticks in my head right away as my youth.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep 'cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. Better run, 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 run away. Oh, psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. Better run, run, run.
That was Psycho Killer by Talking Heads.
The first song's all about roots, really. My paternal grandfather and grandmother came to Scotland from Donegal in 1929. And I always think about the fact that there's an awful lot of people in and around the west of Scotland that come from Donegal. In 1929 you could have gone left or right. If you'd gone right, you were going to America. Go left, you end up in Glasgow. If you were from Dublin, you went left, you end up in Liverpool. If you were from Cork, you went left, you ended up in London. But there's all these people that came from what was a really bleak existence, and they came here for the better tomorrow, as I often put it. I always think it was really brave to leave everything that you'd left at a time when emigrating to anywhere was not the experience that you have today, where you can phone home and you can easily get back. You were coming and they had no idea what to do. So my grandfather and my grandmother came with two very small children, came to Clybank, and they literally left Donegal, albeit my grandfather was originally a Sligo man. So this song comes about because I was in a pub, strangely enough, one night, and I was at the bar. I heard this song playing and I thought, God, what is that? And I asked the guy who the artist was, and he told me, and it took me years to actually find the track in a record store and a CD store. And the tune remained in my head, and it was only when I actually got the CD that I realised that I'd known this song all my life, because my dad sang it. So this is Paul Brady in the Homes of Donegal.
I just dropped in to see you all. I'll only stay a while. I want to hear how you're getting on. I want to see you smile. I'm happy to be back again and greet you, big and small. For there's no place else on earth just like the Homes of Donegal. I long to see your smiling children standing by the door. The kettle boiling on the hearth as I walk up the floor. And then to see a welcome free for travelers, one and all. For your hearts are like your mountains in the Homes of Donegal. I like to stay along with you a while away the night. Fairy lore and tales of yore beside the torch fire bright. And then to see laid for me a shakedown by the wall. For the rest for weary wanderers in the Homes of Donegal.
A wee bit of JJ Cale, Call Me the Breeze. He's a well-known artist in certain corners. It's a wee shout out to the boys I worked with, and a lot of them. I was very lucky. As I said, my dad was in the building trade, and I sort of, in fair play, I should have mentioned that when I was leaving school, he offered me an apprenticeship, and I'm totally cash and carry with my hands, ridiculous, hopeless with everything, you know. And I went, look, I enjoyed the banter. I used to be a tea boy every other Saturday helping them out, and I went to sea, and it was the easiest way to describe it to MD. It was like working in a factory or being in the building trade, but instead of everybody going home at night, you all like commune together like if you would do at university. So we would sit in our bar area, and I was 18-year-old, and it'd be like getting into a Glasgow pub. You just sat in the corner, you didn't even open your mouth. It was full of men, and guys would put CDs on it, and some of these guys had maybe they'd spent the 70s in timber boats going up the Pacific coast and had followed Pink Floyd for 6 months, and you're sitting like, wow, we never had much entertainment. So the stories these guys told, I mean, I was just a sponge. I soaked them up, and the artist JJ Cale used to be put on because you'd have punks, you'd have rastas, you would have ska, guys like me who liked the 80s music, etc. But there were certain artists who could be put on in the background, like JJ Cale, and you go, wow, great. So, he's probably it's one of his better known songs. I mean, obviously he wrote songs like Cocaine, which has been covered by Clapton, etc. But just a great song. It was just a song that's what I think of the older guys I used to work with, so it's a wee tribute to them,
And the name of that song is?
They Call Me the Breeze, JJ Cale.
They call me the breeze. I keep low and low. They call me the breeze. I keep blowing and blowing. I ain't got me nobody. I ain't had me no love. Ain't no change in the weather. Ain't no change in me. Ain't no change in the weather. Ain't no change in me. I ain't hiding from nobody. Ain't nobody hiding from me. I got that green light, babe. I got to be moving on. I got that green light, babe. I got to be moving on. I might go out to California. Might go down to Georgia.
That was JJ Cale, Call Me the Breeze.
First song I've picked for two reasons. One, it was the first song I ever learned that I wanted to learn. I'd learned, a la Billy Connolly, you learn lots of songs at school under the threat of corporal punishment, and they were either hymns or Mary's Wedding. And it was this sort of like Miss Jean Brodie or sociopath. If you got it wrong, you were getting the shit knocked out of you. So this song is the first song I ever heard and wanted to learn to sing, and I did. The house I grew up in was the sort of Cayley house, because it was the parents' house, stroke grandparents' house, so everybody would come to this house for big nights, and my grandfather and me would sing this as a sort of a duet, and it's a father-son duet, and I think looking back now, knowing what I know of it, he probably got something of a buzz out of that. I certainly did. As a wee fella, I might have been 7, 8, 9 when I learned this. And the cover I've picked is the Dubliners, because there were two singing groups that was a sort of soundtrack to the cultural life of that household. And one was the Clancy brothers, the world's most famous Iron Sweaters, but did a huge amount to popularise that whole tradition of Irish ballad singing across the world. But the other one, and a more earthy, more risque version of that tradition, was the Dubliners. And the one I've picked is the great voice of Ronnie Drew singing Skibbereen. Skibbereen's, for those who don't know, is a small town in West Cork. This ballad first turned up in America in the 19th century, but it refers to really the period that gave birth to Celtic and Gortamore, the Great Hunger, the Irish famine in the mid-1840s. And during that period of time there was a rebellion. It was called the Young Ireland Rebellion, the rebellion of the Young Ireland movement, and that's what the song's about. I didn't know any of that when I was a kid. I just heard the song and just connected to it. And I think in many ways it is part of the central narrative, that what the song is about people having to leave Ireland, not of their own free will, because of oppressive historical circumstances, and knowing that the reason they are outside of Ireland is a great injustice. It's a father and a son, and the son singing to the father, why did you leave Ireland? I mean, you talk of Ireland in very glowing terms, and the father having to explain to the son why, as a 2-year-old, he has to take him away from Ireland because they have no choice, because they've been evicted. You could tell these stories of many, many places, including the Highlands of Scotland, at pretty much the same period of time. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the song turns up, I think, in the 1880s, the time that Celtic's formed, in a songbook in Boston. I've always loved the song because it reminds me of the relationship I had with my grandfather, my mother's father, and I've got very, very fond memories of it.
Oh, father dear, and I often hear you speak of Erin's Isle. Her lofty scenes, her valleys green, her mountains rude and wild. They say it is a lovely land wherein a prince might dwell. Then why did you abandon it? Oh, the reason to me tell. My son, I loved my native land with energy and pride, till a blight came over all my crops, and my sheep and cattle died. The rents and taxes were to pay, and I could not them redeem. And that's the cruel reason I left old Skibbereen. 'Tis well I do remember the bleak November day, when the bailiff and the landlord came to drive us all away. They set the roof on fire with their cursed English spleen, and that's another reason I left old Skibbereen. Oh, your mother, to God rest her soul, lay on the snowy ground. She fainted in her anguishing, seeing the desolation round. She never rose, but passed away from life to immortal dreams. And that's another reason I left old Skibbereen. Oh, you were only 2 years old, and feeble was your frame. I could not leave you with my friends, for you bore your father's name. I wrapped you in my coat the more at the dead of the night unseen, and I heaved a sigh and I said goodbye to dear old Skibbereen. Oh, well, father dear, and the day will come when on vengeance we will call, and Irishmen both stout and tall will rally unto the call. I'll be the man to lead the van beneath the flag of green, and loud and high we'll raise the cry, revenge for Skibbereen.
I grew up listening to this kind of stuff. I suppose in hindsight it was down to the hippie shake type thing, you know, and the influence of my mum and dad. My mum was always into Elvis, but my dad was into kind of a lot of the glam rock stuff at the time. And he kind of mingled with a lot of guys as well because he was a journalist. He was quite well known to be hanging around with a lot of these guys. He was fond of the drink, shall we say, and a wee bit of rock and roll lifestyle.
Right.
So I think that's how that kind of came about, and this was just some of the music that I was kind of brought up with. The first song's kind of ironic, considering the name of it. I never thought at the time, all these years ago, when I was listening to it, that it would come back and probably fit into my life even now, you know, all these years later. So my first song, I suppose, it's still got an influence in my life.
Yeah.
Aye.
And your first song is?
It's the sensational Alex Harvey Band and Framed.
I'm walking down the street minding my own affair, when two policemen grab me and I'm unaware. They said, "Is your name Alexander?" And I said, "Why, sure." They said, "You're the cat that we've been looking for." The cops took me to a little room where the bright light shined. There was 10 poor souls like me standing in that line. I knew I was the victim of somebody's evil plan, when a stool pigeon looked at me and said, "That's your man." I was a prosecutor started prosecuting me. That man wanted to find what was my pedigree. He said, "Where was you in the 3rd of June 1963? Then them cats with the rubber hoses started giving me the 3rd degree.
That was a sensational Alex Harvey Band and Framed.
That's the first song I ever remember.
Uh-huh.
I must have been only 2, 3 when it came out. It's one of those songs that you remember for your childhood, and it's not just a visual memory. You hear the song and there's a certain smell, it just brings a period of your life, even though you're so young, so sharply into focus. I think really looking back now, it's the imagery within the song, it's the trumpets going, it's the fireman, the bell getting rung. I mean, for a wee way, and that must be draws you into it. It's just stuck with me all my life, and I love it. And it's the Beatles' Penny Lane.
Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to know, and all the people that come and go stop and say hello. On the corner is a banker with a motor car, the little children laughing him behind his back, and the banker never wears a mask in the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There
Penny Lane by the Beatles.
You've kind of got to cover a lot of decades when you choose this list. I'm a Johnny Cash fan. I think he's fantastic. He covered a lot of material that I'm not up for, frankly, but some of his stuff is first class. By the same token, as a child, you've got to, whether you're influenced by it or not, you've got to put up with a lot of your dad's music. So my dad was a Johnny Cash fan, and there's very little crossover between my music and my dad's music, but Johnny Cash is where it starts. So I thought, well, to give that era in my musical education its place, and my dad and the home its place, we'll kick off with Johnny Cash. Wanted Man is just a fantastic bit of music, so that's what we start off with.
Wanted man in California, wanted man in Buffalo, wanted man in Kansas City, wanted man in Ohio, wanted man in Mississippi, wanted man in old Cheyenne. Wherever you might look tonight, you might see this wanted man. I might be in Colorado or Georgia by the sea, working for some man who may not know who I might be. And if you ever see me coming, and if you know who I am, don't you breathe it to nobody, 'cause you know I'm on the lam. Wanted man by Lucy Watson, wanted man by Jeannie Brown, wanted man by Nellie Johnson, wanted man in this next town. But I've had all that I wanted of a lot of things I've had, and a lot more than I needed of some things that turned out bad. Da, 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 da. I got sidetracked in El Paso, stopped to get myself a map, went the wrong way into Juarez with Juanita on my lap. Then I went to sleep in Shreveport, woke up in Abilene, wondering why the hell I'm wanted at some town halfway between. Wanted man in California, wanted man in Buffalo, wanted man in Kansas City, wanted man in Ohio. There's somebody set to grab me anywhere that I might be. So wherever you might look tonight, you might get a glimpse of me.
That was Wanted Man by Johnny Cash.
This song takes me back to my mid-teens. I think I was lucky to be a teenager in the mid-90s when music in Britain was going through one of its better spells, and one of its rare good spells. This song takes me right back to days going down the playing fields, just sunny day, going down the playing fields with your mate. You've got a football, a guitar, a CD player, maybe a few sneaky beers depending on what age we were. This song takes me straight back to that, and it is The Day We Caught the Train by Ocean Colour Scene.
Never saw it as the start. It's more a change of heart. Rapping on the windows, whistling down the chimney pot. Blowing up the dust in the room where I forgot. I laid my plans in solid rock. Stepping through the door like a troubadour, wanting just an hour away. Looking at the trees on the roadside, feeling it's a holiday. You and I should ride the coast and wind up in our favorite coast just miles away. Roll a number, ride another song like Jimmy heard the day caught the train. Sipped another rum and coke, told a dirty joke. Walking like Groucho, sucking on the number 10. Rolling on the floor with a cigarette, buns walked in. I miss the crush and I'm home again. Stepping through the door with a 90 store wine just an hour away. Stepping to the sky and the star bright feeling it's a brighter day. You and I should ride the coast and wind up in our favorite coast just miles away. Roll a number, ride another song like Jimmy heard today. Caught the train. Oh, la, la. Oh, la, la. Oh, la, la. You and I should ride the tracks and find ourselves just waiting through tomorrow. And you and I, when we're coming down, we're only getting back, and you know I feel no sorrow. When you find the things that get wilder, don't you want days like these? When you find the things that get wilder, don't you want days like these? When you find the things that get wilder, don't you need days like these? When you find the things that get wilder, don't you want days like these?
That was The Day We Caught the Train by Ocean Colour Scene.